Hello, my name is Trydar, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build a Greek temple of the Corinthian order in Minecraft. Let's get started. So let us take a closer look at the Corinthian temple we will be building here. This is, of course, the third in my series of Greek temples, and I wanted to cover all three of the orders, even though technically in the Greek tradition they really used Corinthian columns here as interior features, and there's only a couple of examples of exterior temples. So the three temples I'm presenting here are sort of a archetype of three hypothetical temples, but they're mostly done to illustrate the Corinthian building order, so you can use this in your own worlds. And if you build all three of these temples on a hill somewhere, you could have your very own little Acropolis. And as you can see here, this is a similar design to the Doric and Ionic temples I have already built. Of course, we have our three steps all the way around the temple, our characteristic Corinthian capitals with the entablature and the pediment, and some sculptural decorative acroterion here on the top. Let's take a quick look inside the temple. Of course, like the other ones, we have a throne chair set around a central cella here. And of course, the interior columns are done in the Corinthian order as well. So you can come in here and sit on your throne chair and survey your realm. Not too bad. I think it will be a decent temple addition. Of course, the Corinthian is my favorite order to build temples in, followed by the Doric, with probably the Ionic being my least favorite. But I still like that one quite a lot also. So let's see what the bill of materials is going to be to construct this fine ancient Greek edifice. You will be needing 2,667 blocks of diorite, 11,745 blocks of cobblestone, perhaps a little bit less if you choose to leave the roof up there hollow. I filled it in. 161 blocks of lapis for the floor, one stone slab for your throne chair, 354 cobblestone slabs, 108 stone brick slabs, 372 nether brick slabs, 160 blocks of obsidian, or if you don't wish to collect the obsidian, polished black stone would be a suitable substitution. You will need lots of torches, 419 cobblestone stairs, 4 blocks of netherrack for the braziers, 2,784 stone bricks, 92 chiseled stone bricks, not lodestones, 1,131 stone brick stairs, 84 cobblestone walls, 746 red nether brick, and 74 whole blocks of nether brick. And that will be for the tiles up here on the roof at the end of the tutorial. Now, the tutorial itself is formatted in the following way. We will be 3D printing this temple from the ground up. As you can see, we will be going up in 2-block increments, meaning that after this foundation, each phase I will be showing to you will be 2 blocks taller than the previous slice. So bear that in mind as we go. That is how it is formatted. Now, the dimensions for the temple are as follows. It is 31 blocks wide that way, 45 blocks long back that way, and 46 blocks high all the way up to the statue on the top there. All right, so you want to make a foundation of cobblestone of 31 by 45. And once you have done that, you should have something resembling this here. However, as you see from the next phase, we immediately put 2 steps into these, going 1 block farther back on each one of those. And I suppose you could save yourself some materials if you want to leave this cobble hollow here and just sort of make a little line here. And then you can come across back this way and that way to make this thing here. And of course, these elements have names. This is one of the features that makes it a Greek temple, by the way, not a Roman. It has these stairs all the way around it. These two down here are called the stereobate, and this top block here is called the stylobate. As we go, I'm using the red wool sort of like a laser pointer, by the way, to show you what I'm talking about. So bear that in mind. So once you have constructed the stylo bait, we want to have the floor incised into the design as well. And this building is, of course, symmetrical around a center line. The center line going straight through the center of the building, like so. And once you find your center line, just count blocks on either side. And once you meet in the middle, this will be your center line. And from here, you want to count how many blocks back. From the top of the stylo bait here, you want to count what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks. And then you want to put in the little bit for the door. And then this pattern here is just a simple checkerboard of lapis and obsidian for the main floor here. And I don't think I need to count all of that out for you. It'd be fairly self-explanatory, but I suppose I will do it anyway. So from here, it's going to be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 blocks here, including the center line. And from the corner here, all the way back down here, that is going to be 21 blocks to get back there. All right, so with that done, let us go on to the next phase, where we are placing in the bases for our columns. And we are doing that in the following way here. This is all stone bricks and stone brick stairs stacked up on all 4 sides, as you see done here. Remember, if I'm going too fast, the tutorial is designed that you should pause and build the things that I show you on the screen, because that is why they're all pre-built, because I think this is a much clearer way to show you what to do instead of placing blocks randomly, moving my camera all over the place. Let me start with the top-down view of this. You can see on the interior here, we have the floor of the lapis and obsidian, like so. And let us start at the edge here, because remember, we have our center line going through here, and what you build over here like that, you want to mirror on that side over there of the center line here. This is a very tried and true ancient technique, by the way. Most Roman and Greek buildings always had a center line. So you want to have your column bases here, like so. And the intercolumnation distance between these is going to be 3 blocks. And in the center here, 3 blocks and 3 blocks. Going backwards, we have here for the porch, we have 3 blocks here as well, like so. And as you continue building the bases, we're also building them where they are attached to the wall, by the way. So these up here, these are pillars, but when they are attached to a wall like this, they're called pilasters. So that is what we're doing here. There's a 3 block gap here, and then a base. 3 blocks, and then a base, 3 blocks, and a base, 3 more blocks, and 1 more base. And the same distance applies back here as well for these at the back. And you can see along here, we are starting at the bottom, we are layering in stone bricks, both of these blocks here. By the way, these are both stone bricks in my texture pack. On top of that, you're putting in a layer of cobblestone behind the walls here. We're doing this for a decoration. So over here, I'll show you this in profile. We're going to be alternating 2 layers of cobble and 1 layer of stone bricks, and 2 layers of cobble, then 1 layer of stone bricks, and so on and so forth, like so. So let's return to this phase here. So you're just making a wall like this for the temple all the way around. Back here, it is 4 blocks in thickness, and on the sides over here it is, I believe, 3. We're going to decrease the thickness of the wall as we go. So here's a view over here of the doorway. We're doing some of the chiseled stone bricks right here, like so, for the doorpost and the lintel that we'll be putting on top of that. And on the inside here, we have more column bases, but they are for the 1x1 columns, like so. I'll just mark out some of those with the red wool. And they're all fairly easy to construct. They just have bases of cobble and then stone brick stairs on top of those. And once you build one of these, you're just building that same design again all the way around the room, just to sort of cram them into the corners back here and along the sides here. And at the back, we have a gap of 3 blocks here, but for the most part, for these columns, they all have a gap of 1 right there. And that is, of course, because of the doorway here. Let me give you a view of the base of your throne chair. This is where you're using a little bit of the netherrack to build these braziers here with the cobblestone walls, the upside down stairs, and then I believe diorite. Well, cobble first and then diorite for the base here. That is a 3 by 5, and then you're just putting in some cobblestone stairs in front of that. And I should also remark there are the braziers out here as well of the same design that are on the interior there. All right. I believe I've covered that in a sufficient amount of detail. So let's move on. So on this phase, we are now building out of diorite. 2 blocks tall, 2 by 2. You want to be building all the way around. On all of the column bases that you did here is where you want to put that there, like that. All of this diorite. In between those, you are putting in now stone brick stairs, and then we're stepping the walls back to 2 blocks of thickness with cobblestone. As you see done here, sort of a baseboard to the temple. This is just done for decoration on the sides and the back here to make the building look a little bit more interesting and less flat. Like so. Very simple technique. I've been using this technique for quite a long time, actually. Here we can see a lit brazier. You had your netherrack here. And if you want to, you can go ahead and light this. If you also choose, you can, here where the wool is, you can place a campfire if you would prefer to have that instead of the netherrack. Now, I think, let me just give you a good top-down view of this so you can see what's going on. I think the white diorite is a very high contrast against the gray cobble, so you can see the positions of all the pillars. Of course, the pillars go on top of the bases that I pointed out in the last phase. And on the interior here, you can see we are alternating the stone bricks and the cobble. And I'm going to leave the torch placement up to you. I know if you're building this in survival, this is not nearly enough torches. You're just going to have to, spam them everywhere like you do in survival. If you want to, you can convert the floor to glass. Perhaps some black stained glass if you want to lower this entire floor, perhaps a block, and then put a sheet of black stained glass on top of it to help keep down spawns. That might be acceptable, or maybe you have a pattern with a glowstone or something in the floor you might like to use as well. Let's take a look here at the throne chair. So let's stop breaking all the blocks, and we will put that out. So you can see you're just putting upside down stone brick stairs all the way around to make the platform. And here is the base of your throne chair. Very simple design. I don't think you will have any trouble making that. And let us move on to the next phase. We can gain a little bit of time because these next phases are very repetitive. Because we're essentially taking this here that we've done for the diorite. Just go all the diorite that you built in the last phase, just extend it up 2 more blocks for the interior and the exterior pillars, and that should look like this here. Remember to alternate with the cobble and the stone bricks as we go up. Remember, we have 2 courses of cobble and then a layer of stone bricks. On top of this, we will have 2 more cobble and then another single layer of stone bricks. Of course, that pattern extends into the interior here, as you can see. Over here, here's a view of the completed door with the doorpost and the lintel, made out of 2 layers of chiseled stone bricks like you see done here. And here's a view also of the completed throne chair. You can see, very simple design. If you have something more ornate you would like to put on this pedestal, please feel free to do so. This is just a design suggestion. If you don't even want the throne chair at all, you can just delete this entire section. And maybe you want to turn this into a library or a storage room or something like that. So next phase, 2 more blocks, all the diorite that I had you do in the last phase. Just do all of that again. Remember, cobblestone up here. The change here is over the doorway, so let's focus in on that. We have upside down stone brick stairs and then half slabs. Arranged in this pattern here, we're going to be forming a very small triangular pediment over the doorway on the outside and on the inside, exactly the same design that you see done here. So let's get a good top-down view of this. And I don't think there's actually anything else to say in this one because you're just extending up the walls and the pillars, as you see. And here again, you are, of course, extending up the walls and the pillars again, as we have done here. So here's a view of the completed pediment over the doorway with the half slabs. On the interior, it is the same in here as well, except at this level, we are now putting in the Corinthian capitals on the interior here. And to represent the acanthus leaves, we are, of course, using upside-down stairs, as we do, cobblestone, and then stone bricks on top of that on all 3 sides, 2 sides if they're in the corner here, like so. So the entire height of these columns is, I believe, 6 blocks. So you can double-check that as we go, making sure they're all the correct height. And I'll just give you a view of the back here as well. So next phase, as you can see, same deal on the exterior. You're extending the walls and the pillars up again. 2 additional blocks. Like you see done here, we have done the doorway. The only thing we need to take a look at in here is the entablature, which on this small of a scale, the best we can do is a 2-block entablature. Well, 3 in a minute. There is cobblestone and then diorite, and you're just putting that on top of all the columns, like you see arranged here, all the way around the room in a big rectangle, like that there. Pretty easy. Move on to the next phase. So exterior, diorite and exterior walls, all the same. On the interior here, we are building more bases for these columns. So what you built down here for this, down here, just extend it up and put it right on top of this and build all of that again. Because what we're going to be doing is stacking 2 layers of these columns that you see here, by the way. So if you want to skip ahead a little, you could probably go ahead and build the columns and the walls since you know the pattern. And we will take a look at that momentarily. Let's go to the next phase. So exterior, diorite again, walls the same. And here you can see the columns and the column bases and everything complete and extending upwards again, like I said that they would do. I missed a detail over here for the entablature. By the way, it's as I said, it's a 3-block tall entablature, but we're putting an overhang of upside down stone brick stairs in a rectangle all the way around the room over here to sort of serve as a decorative cornice, that is. And on top of those, you want to just put down your column bases again. So here's a quick view from the top down. And let us move on to the next phase, where we are beginning to build the Corinthian capitals for the large columns. So on all 4 sides of every column, just put upside down cobblestone stairs on the freestanding ones and also on the pilasters here on all the 3 sides that you can fit them, like you see done here. Very easy. Once you do one of these, you know how to do all the rest of them. Of course, the columns in here are extending up again, according to the same pattern that I described before. All right, next phase, we are building out now the acanthus leaves of the Corinthian capitals, and we are doing that with yet more upside down stone brick stairs, as you see ranged here on all 4 sides, and of course 3 sides for the pilasters. Like you see done here. So let me just give you a good top-down view so we can be on the same page here. I think you can see how all that is fitting together, as well as the interior columns as well, with the walls behind those. All right, next phase, we are done building the columns on the exterior. We are now building out the entablature for the Corinthian order. We are doing that with diorite here and upside down stone brick stairs on top of those, arranged like you see done here. As you can see, these are sitting on top of the capitals like so, along here, and along the back. They are overhanging by 2 blocks, like so, from below here. And in between the porch here, we want to put in these lintels to connect them together. So let me just show you that from the top down. Just make these little squares of diorite. And once you have done those, let's come in here and take a look at the interior. So you're building out the lowest part of the capitals for the interior columns in here, like I said. And I think that that is all there is to say about that phase. So for the next phase, we are building out a bit more of the entablature. And we are doing that out of diorite and cobblestone slabs. You want to alternate those with a slab and a gap, and then a slab and then a gap, like you see along here, because these are called dentils. They're meant to represent teeth, by the way. Well, they're slightly serrated in their design. And behind those, you are just extending this diorite you built down here 2 more blocks upward straight on top of that in a big rectangle all the way around the exterior, like you see done here. All right, and a quick view of the interior. We're also building out the second entablature for the insides with just a rectangle of cobblestone there. What you built down here for this, that is the same element we are building up here for that. All right, next phase, finishing off the entablature, I think. And we are doing that with as you can see behind these, we have chiseled stone bricks. And then in front of those, we have cobblestone walls. And on the sides here, we have upside down cobblestone stairs. So wherever we had the slab, you want to put stairs. Wherever we did not have the slab, you want to put the wall. And you want to arrange that out like this pattern here. Hopefully that is clear enough to see. Now sometimes the gray can blend together. Like that there. And then on top of the whole thing, we're putting on a cornice of upside down stone brick stairs and a big rectangle all the way around the building. We wanted to be overhanging this by 2 blocks. I think out to here. Well, no, 3 for this one here. And just repeat the pattern in a big rectangle all the way around the temple till you get something resembling this here. Take a look at the interior here, by the way. So this point down here, of course, is the same as this point here. And on top of this space, we will now shortly be putting on the ceiling for the cella of our temple. So let us land and actually take a look at that from the inside. And it is so dark, we need a potion. All right, this will shed a little light on some things. So as you can see here, we just have a very simple design of a diorite and solid cobblestone above that, And so we break some of these blocks here. You can see that we are indeed at this level here, where we are building out the pediment. That is the triangular section up here. And to do this, let's start over here at the very edge of the roof where we are building the raking cornice here. And this is going to overhang the edge of the cornice here for the entablature by 1 block. All the way around, the roof will be doing this. On the front here, we have it going up with full blocks here. And then these blocks here, these are half slabs, as you see done there. And then behind that, we have a design of a few more full blocks there, and then more full blocks of, I think this is a cobble here. And I'm just breaking this and replacing it with wool so you can see all the half slabs much more easier and their placement along here. And of course, this side is just a mirror of this side over here. All right, so along the sides here, we want to place solid cobble, but then on top of that, every other block, right side up, stone brick stairs. After you skip the first 4 blocks, you want to do that. And then we want to be building the roof and the tile design is, well, as you see here. With the black is the nether brick half slabs. I changed it to blackstone in my texture pack, so don't let that throw you. And the red nether bricks are full blocks. So you can see the very simple repeating design. So once you build one little section of this, you just build 1 more, and then a couple more here, and then all the way to the back here. So let me just show you this from the top down in complete profile so you can see what we're doing here. And this is going to be a repeating design for the roof, as you can see as we go up, by the way. All right, so this is a kind of a complicated little section, so let me just give you one last good look at it before I move on from all the angles so you can see how to do it. And remember to put diorite behind it. And the ceiling up here is, of course, filled with cobblestone. But some elements of this you can begin to leave hollow if you want to save a little material. But, I mean, it's just cobble. You should have lots of that. So over here, focus in on this 2-block slice as we go. This is the lower platform for the side acroterions that we're going to be constructing over there. And they're just 2 by 3. Of diorite, and then you have the upside down cobblestone stairs wrapping around those. And this should be a cobblestone upside down stair. A small mistake. Over here we have some decorative finials on the side here, made out of just 2 cobblestone stairs facing each other. Like that there, and then we have they're joined to the ribbing along here that I put in to divide the roof into, I believe, 7 sections for this one to make it more interesting to look at and not just a flat roof. But you can see that the design, the repeating pattern for the roof tiles is continuing upwards. And of course, the front back here is just a copy of well, this is the back. The back here is a copy of what is at the front. And let me replace some of these blocks with full blocks so you can see that pattern a little bit more clearly. There, and let me do the same with the cobble here. So you can see how all the half slabs are arranged for that. There. Now, once you build a little section of this is another repeating pattern. It's extending upwards this way. And it is, of course, going to be meeting at a pointy top fairly soon. So, there's something I forgot to cover on one of the previous phases, now that I think about it. So, underneath the porch here, you want to have the underside detailed like this with just cobblestone squares and then put stone bricks in the top of those and a couple of torches up there for illumination. A small detail. But I do want to be thorough. So let's move on and take a look at these side acroterions here that we are building for these, and they are just a little bit too big for the platforms that I made. Actually, now that I look at it, that's a mistake. I'll fix this. We'll fix this on the fly here. So extend this out to be three blocks of diorite, and then bring your cobblestone stairs to wrap around to a 3x3. And that will give you a big enough platform for that there. So a minor oversight, but let me just give you a quick look at the block placement here. It's just a couple of blocks of diorite. We have a little tail here and some rearing up legs around here. Done like that there. And of course, the front pediment is extending upwards with the repeating pattern that I told you about. On this one, we're sort of taking this part of the entablature and bending it upwards to go this way, so it should sort of match that there. Like so. And let me just give you a good top-down view so you can see what we're doing with the roof tiles and everything. They're continuing upwards. And we're just about to finish those on this next to last phase over here. So let's actually start with that. So let me just give you the top-down view of this one. And zoom in. And you can see along the top here, you are just placing in stone brick stairs and then a solid line of stone bricks all the way across the temple, like so there. And of course, all the cobblestone ribbing is meeting at the top here. And here's another view of a little bit more of the acroterion that we're building here. A little bit, we have a curly tail back here, some hidden torches. And the diorite is arranged like so here. There's not a whole lot we can do at this scale for a statue. We just kind of have to get the basic rough shape. It looks good from a distance, I think. Especially that one there. On the back here, the design is a little bit different, though. I neglected to cover that. So you're just building this very simple design here, by the way, like that there. I think that is why, yeah, that is definitely why that these are 2x3. They're meant to hold these, and not those up there. And I didn't update that for the front. But at the back here, you want to leave them according to the original design. Fixing that stair block there. And let's go on to the last phase, and so I can show you the, we're just putting on a head for the acroterion here, sort of, you know, like that there, as we do. And of course, those are mirrored. They're facing opposite directions on either side here, by the way. And on the front here, let's come back to that. On the middle ridge here, we have these decorative fennels. You're placing here. These are exactly the same things that you built down here. Just sort of move them up here and place them along here. And at the back here, we have a different decorative acroterion here, by the way. Very simple pattern. I don't think I need to dwell on this too much. And if you're wondering, that is, of course, what all these sculptural details here are called. When you see these decorations and sculptures on the 3 points, or sometimes only the 1 point of the pediment, of the triangular pediment up here, these things are called acroterion. So up here, we have the body of this is exactly the same as you built down here, by the way. I've just added some wings to it. So take what you built down there, build another copy up here on top of a platform. Looks like I did make this one 3x3, like I said. But on the sides of these, we are just building some wings. Let me just replace this with wool. So you can see how that fits together there. And like so. And just build another wing on the side here. Like that there. And once you have done that, your Greek temple of the Corinthian order will be complete. So I hope you have enjoyed the tutorial for the Greek Corinthian temple. Remember, if anything was unclear in the video instruction, the world that I have showed you here is available for download in the video description, so you can come here and take a look at this for yourself. So I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.